Matt Colville's MCDM is kickstarting through BackerKit its own tabletop role-playing game called the MCDM RPG. I hope they come up with a better title. Say that 5 times fast. We've gotten a brief look at the materials they're offering through BackerKit. As of right now, as of recording, they are at 2,989,000 for their BackerKit. So congratulations to them. What do you think of this newest entry from a pretty popular designer and GM in the gaming world, Mallow?
Matt Colville, and I had this conversation with the cast of Neon Trails last night. They like the books that he has written and made that has made D&D monster manuals better.
Mm-hmm.
This game is not for me. I'm not going to say it's bad.
Explain
or
why.
anything like that, but it's just not for me. This is, and even, okay, so Lackey in chat. This MCDM product is super weird to me that they haven't done any development yet on the product, and it's $3 million based on reputation. That's one of the problems we have with Kickstarters and backer kits in general. And that is across the board with a lot of developers in the gaming space. I understand maybe why you use that kind of stuff, but what I have been able to read based on their backer kit, this game is not for me.
They have some sample pages, to be fair.
They have done some
show some of the rules. Yeah.
Yes. This is a very cinematic kind of game, but in what I have read about the game, it feels like they have taken the role playing out of the role playing game. And they very much go into what is this game and what is this game not, and they're like, it's not a dungeon crawler. It's not an exploration game.
And they actually tell people
fighting monsters
in their sample thing, like if you're looking for this type of game, they call out other RPGs. Go play this instead.
Yeah.
And actually credit to them for saying, hey, this might not be for you. If you're looking for this experience, go play this game. Yes.
That's the problem that I sort of have with something of this scope and scale. Right. This is as they are marketing it is going to be a very thick, hardbound, full color,
as is expected,
as is expected from a major release and stuff like that. So as it is presented, it feels like half a game, and I do understand, like, they're like, well, we don't want you to have to track torches and all these other kinds of things. And I'm like, cool. If you don't want that level of crunch, go for it. Like, that's fine. I ignore probably half of the rules in D&D, like those are just not things that I want to track either, but just the way that they are presenting the game, that it is, about heroes and heroic fantasy.
You're already a hero.
Fighting monsters.
You're already a hero. You're already a hero when you start the game. That's what they say. There's no missed turns. You never miss a hit.
Yeah. That was the one that I looked at and I went, oh, I don't like that at all. I like a little bit of realism in that, you have a chance to fumble something. Things don't always go to plan, things like that. Like, and as one of another GM, Ethan, he GMs D&D pretty regularly and stuff like that. He said, well, if you never miss, but you basically do no damage to it, it kind of balances out. And I went, then why don't you just call it a miss? Like, if you deal 1 point of damage to the slime monster or whatever like that, that's basically like missing, It's in name and face alone, right? But it just didn't feel like it was kind of... It feels like taking, and I used the analogy when we were playing, but it's like, it feels like taking two action figures and going, together. And for me, and this is just me personally, that's not an RPG. That's a different type of game that they're making with it. And clearly, with the money that they're making with this, it's resonating with a niche portion of the gaming world. And congratulations for that, because that is a good thing for the industry at large. So while it might not be for me, the fact that it is for other people who are maybe looking for new types of games and things like that, that's a big win. I feel like that's a big win.
Yes.
But my criticisms of the game and stuff like that. Now, if MCDM wants to send us some playtest stuff and all like that and let us take a look at it, we will review it directly. and take a look and dive deeper into the whole kind of world and game and everything like that. Because I feel like clearly they have a lot more than what they've been able to show us so far. And even hopefully they'll do some playtest APs and things like that.
I'm
like,
sure
I
they
want to see
will.
more of it, but as it sits currently, it's a head scratcher for sure.
You know me. I'm kind of very down on fantasy RPGs right now. I run a single 2E AD&D campaign, old school, literally like straight out of AD&D book campaign for a small group of people. It is the one like for fun role playing that I do. It's not produced. I have no intention of turning it into an actual play or doing it on the street. Like it's just for fun, right? So I'm not super hype on this just because it's fantasy, right? And I don't.
Yeah.
I have some of the same critiques you do. Again, I would like to see more of it before I finish talking about it. Again, this may just be one of those ones where I'm like, cool, this is great for some people. Not for me.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope people enjoy it. Some people I've seen online are going, oh, it's the D&D killer. No, it's not. Stop it. No. Even with that 80-20 rule that we talked about in the last segment, in our Wizard segment, D&D, you're not even scratching the surface of what they make on D&D every year. Here's the other key metric that I want you to look at with these backers. A lot of times we all get hype trained on the amount of money it generates. 2,900,000. That's a lot of money. Not downplaying that. 16,863 backers. When you were talking about the totality of the tabletop RPG community, 1%? 5%?
Not even that. I doubt it.
Again, there's no great market research out there. I've looked for it. It doesn't exist, right? It's just not enough backers, right? It's not enough people. It is not going to be that big. Now, they're going to get another bump because they're going to go immediately into mainline distribution. GTS, Southern, all those guys will start carrying this because of the size of this project. They will be able to get in with those companies. Full stop. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a D&D killer. So please don't be like, oh, this is the one that's finally going to move. It's not going to move everybody off D&D. Again, DOGL didn't do it. Pathfinder hasn't done it. You're not. Just get that out of your head.
People have hacked D&D enough to make it their game, especially in 5th edition, where it's been a little bit more flexible than previous editions, especially compared to 4th. I don't think again, we talk about the normies and things like that first. You say Dungeons and Dragons to them and they get it. You say, I want to play the MCDM RPG, and they go, those are letters put together. What do they mean? And I think that's part of the whole kind of thing that comes along with it. I also don't know if Colville and team really care to necessarily capture the large user base that D&D does. If it does, I think they'll be happy. But I don't necessarily think that they are worried about that particular type of player.
I'm sure they're not.
I think their target market are the more experienced, D&D fantasy players who may have played like many other systems and things like that. And they're trying to speak to that crowd based on their following and stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure.
And if they bring in some of the monsters and things that they've done for D&D and they make them just as interesting, beautiful. Cool. That's one of the strong suits that they do.
We are always rooting for success, right? Yes. I think a rising tide lifts all ships. Okay. I want a more diverse, huge, spread out industry. I don't love the level of consolidation that Wizards of the Coast has with Dungeons and Dragons. I don't like it. I've said it for years. Okay. But, and again, I'm rooting for them. Obviously, they're going to be successful. They're not. They're good. I think they funded inside of like an hour and a half. It was quick.
A lot of ones, like most of the time people don't go to Kickstarter or BackerKit these days unless they know they're going to, like, these types of places don't go to those until they know they're going to back within the first hour.
That was interesting to me too, is they went to BackerKit, not Kickstarter.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a lot of people who have issues with Kickstarter from back in the day. And for some of the changes and things, I think they have an AI problem.
They're having, they have an AI
like
policy in that you have to disclose, but they didn't ban AI.
Right. And I think BackerKit does, I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but I think that they do ban stuff like that from there.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is how the chat puts it. Is D&D or the Beatles as far as normies are concerned? Yeah. I think that's 100%, you know, that's 100% correct. I love that MCDM equals ICP.
You got a good one there.
The Juggalos, let's go.
Let us know down in the comments. Are you back in the MCDM RPG? Are you excited for it? Maybe you can get me hyped up for it. Let us know what you think down below.